This is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Had to do it over again. I'd kill more.
Heinous and depraved, burying this young girl's body and hiding it from the police.
Buckle up your seatbelt, because what I'm gonna tell you isn't something normal. It will make you feel intensely emotional. In the Union County Courthouse, a white supremacist couple in North Carolina has been sentenced to consecutive life sentences after killing a registered sex offender and his wife. Yes, a sex offender. Let's move forward. Jeremy Lee Moody and Christine Moody confessed to the murder of Marvin Parker, 59, and his wife, Gretchen Dawn Parker, 51. They revealed that they targeted the victims because Marvin was a registered sex offender. Marvin Parker was registered as a sex offender following his 2003 conviction for third-degree criminal sexual conduct with a 31-year-old woman. Additionally, he had a prior conviction in a 1991 sexual assault case involving a child. According to the Union County Sheriff, Jeremy shot both victims, and Christine slit the wife's throat after explaining to the couple why they were going to kill them.
Killing that pedophile was the best day of my life.
A surveillance camera on Parker's property captured their departure, and deputies identified Jeremy Moody by the tattooed word skinhead on his neck and the Made in America tattoo on the side of his head. Attorneys stated that both defendants experienced childhood sexual abuse, motivating them to seek revenge against those who similarly harmed them. Psychologist Harold Morgan, who evaluated Jeremy, believed that the couple had a divine mission to eliminate all sex offenders. And that's not it. Both husband and wife had other psychological disorders as well. Defense attorneys highlighted that Christine Moody was a breast cancer survivor who underwent a double mastectomy. She also had a borderline personality disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and antisocial personality disorder. Jeremy had schizophrenia, and he was without his medication during the killings. At the time of this murder as well, Jeremy didn't take his prescribed medication, and he was experiencing paranoia and delusions. Moreover, upon his arrest, Jeremy guided investigations to a document in his residence containing the name and address of another sex offender. He informed the police that he planned to kill that individual the following day if he had not been apprehended.
Child molesters do not deserve to live.
The couple also told authorities they had killed others, but investigators found no evidence of additional crimes. The pair displayed minimal remorse, exchanging smiles and affectionate glances throughout the hearing. Jeremy Moody smirked while members of the Parker family appealed to the judge for the maximum sentence. When the judge asked Christine Moody whether she received any offers for a plea, she replied,
Just made him fortune.
Christine Moody told reporters that she and Jeremy had a love that would withstand their life sentences, and if given the opportunity, they'd kill Parker again.
Mother and her boyfriend sent to prison after her son was found buried in the backyard of their home.
Our second spot is the Cuyahoga County courtroom, where Larissa Rodriguez, 34, and her boyfriend Christopher Rodriguez, 36, have been sentenced to 25 and 28 years in prison respectively for the death of 5-year-old Jordan Rodriguez, who was a child with special needs. They were charged with involuntary manslaughter, felonious assault, child endangering, and gross abuse of a corpse. Christopher Rodriguez, not Jordan's father, brought the child into Larissa's room when he was not fully conscious. Something happened with the child, and instead of seeking assistance, Larissa gave him a cold shower and let him stay on her bed for a whole day.
Sitting with Jordan, It was like Jordan gave me his last words.
After he passed away, they buried him in the backyard. Jordan was discovered in a small hole that was 4 feet deep. He had a diaper over his head, and blankets with mothballs were placed around him to prevent animals from digging him up. The boy's passing wasn't reported for 2 months until the police got a tip from Christopher's brother, Scott, who was serving in the military in Pakistan.
My brother told me something, and I just can't sleep at night.
Scott informed the police that his brother had admitted to burying the child's body during a phone call.
He told me that something happened with one of the kids, and they didn't call the cops, and basically him and his girlfriend buried the kid in the backyard.
According to a court document, the body of the child showed multiple signs of abuse, including broken ribs. Social workers came to Larissa's home after she was accused of murder and reported that the living conditions of Larissa's other children were terrible and unclean. The place was filled with rats and cockroaches. In fact, they discovered one child eating a sandwich that had cockroaches in it when they arrived at the house. The 4 children who still lived at the home were taken into emergency custody by the county courtroom. Before giving a sentence to the couple, Judge Russo experienced strong emotions.
I know as a judge I'm not supposed to show emotion. And in 22 years, I never have. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Lastly, I'd like to take you to the 2nd District Court in Ogden, where Dee Millerberg, along with her husband, faced charges of child abuse homicide, obstruction of justice, unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, and abuse or desecration of a body.
Respect, Ms. Goldberg, sometimes it's not about the defendant. I know you have needs, I know you have children, I know you have families, but sometimes, you do such acts that are such extreme and so heinous and depraved, burying this young girl's body and hiding her from the police. You've got to balance that, and you have to put it all in perspective.
Dee Millerberg was sentenced to 5 years for helping her white supremacist husband, Eric Millerberg, who buried the body of their 16-year-old babysitter named Alexis Rasmussen. On the night Rasmussen died, the couple prepared drugs for the 3 of them. They smoked marijuana, drank alcohol, and engaged in sexual activity. Eric recklessly injected Rasmussen with lethal doses of heroin and methamphetamine. Then, when she was high, both performed oral sex. After some time, the drugs began to affect Rasmussen, causing her to become distressed adversely. She experienced feeling disoriented and cold, leading her to request permission to take a warm bath in the couple's main bathroom. Complying with her request, the Millerbergs left her alone in the bath. Approximately 45 minutes later, they went to check on her and noticed she was still feeling cold. In response, Dee wrapped her in a blanket and told her to lie in another bedroom. The couple left her to smoke cigarettes and returned about a half hour later. After that, they found her unconscious and she wasn't responding. Instead of informing someone about her health issues, they chose to remain silent and did nothing. The victim died during this process. Moreover, Rasmussen was found in a fetal position. Her lower half was stuffed into a garbage bag. According to the medical examiner, Joseph White testified that the girl's body was so badly decomposed that it was difficult to identify her. Dental records and a fingerprint analysis finally led to an identification. A toxicologist also reported that the victim had ingested meth at least 24 hours before her death. Rasmussen's death, however, was not ruled a homicide. If Dee Millerberg had not testified that her husband injected the girl with heroin and methamphetamine, prosecutors might not have been able to convict him. During the court proceedings, Michael Bowis, Millerberg's attorney, requested probation from the judge. He emphasized Dee's challenging background, citing an unstable mother, early onset of drinking at the age of 13, subsequent involvement with drugs, and a history of abuse from both Eric Millerberg and a previous husband. After the punishment announcement from the judge, Rasmussen's mother, Dawn Miera, expressed her satisfaction with the sentence and her readiness to move on from the case. Dee Millerberg, clad in a short-sleeved colored shirt with a small silver cross around her neck, tearfully apologized to the teenager's mother
For your family, in a way I can't fix. You're one day you'll be able to forgive me.
And that's it for today. Thanks for watching the whole video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and be ready for the following updates.